welcome to the 3rd annual Arbitration Week. We're here in Hong Kong at the International Arbitration Centre. Tonight is the opening ceremony and cocktail, and as you can probably hear, everyone's having a pretty good time. As you can see, this is the programme at a glance, and there are lots of events going on this week. We caught up with some guests tonight and asked them about the future of arbitration in Hong Kong.
Well, I think definitely very much so. I mean, in our experience, we're still seeing a lot of clients, particularly in the North Asia region, certainly Chinese clients, being very happy to go for Hong Kong as a seat of arbitration. It's a good compromise for clients in this region. And of course, Hong Kong has a very long track record of being a great seat of arbitration.
Absolutely. I mean, I think that in part because of the HKIC and the efforts that they have made to update their rules, which are among the most modern and progressive arbitration rules anywhere in the world. They include all of the bells and whistles that you would expect to find in modern arbitration rules, such as joinder and consolidation, emergency arbitrator rules. They've established, I think, a global reputation, as have other jurisdictions in Asia. And the Hong Kong courts are among the most reliable courts in the world in terms of supporting arbitration, both at enforcing the arbitration agreement stage, enforcing the award, and providing support for arbitration in terms of interim relief. So I think Hong Kong remains and will remain a competitor in the region for arbitration.
Absolutely. Hong Kong's had this very long history of successful arbitration practice. Very strong legal community, strong court system, strong legal structure, new arbitration ordinance, probably the most modern arbitration law in the world. And supported, of course, by the Hong Kong Arbitration Centre, HKIC, which is really one of the leading arbitration institutions in the world. So, very strong foundations, very bright future.
Hong Kong is an innovator. It's been developing mediation with arbitration. It's developing a pilot scheme for arbitration to deal with very high value land valuation, land premium issues. It's looking at introducing adjudication as well, and that's going to impact, I think, on the whole landscape of dispute resolution in Hong Kong.
I think there's been a few innovations, a few developments. So the HKIC's published a brand new set of rules, and they included some real up-to-the-minute features, including new rules on emergency arbitrators. So that gives parties the choice of whether to go to court for emergency relief or to actually ask an arbitrator, to ask an emergency tribunal whether to grant that relief. So Hong Kong's drafted new rules to deal with that, and also amended the arbitration ordinance. So that's been an important development. And the new rules have covered other innovations such as consolidation, and those are all really keeping Hong Kong at the ahead of the game, as it were.
Well, I think clearly one of the trends we're seeing is that parties are shifting towards using the HKIC administered arbitration rules, and the latest revision to the rules have been very well received in our experience. So we are seeing a lot of clients who are finding that the provisions and amendments have been made, that the rules really do push the boundaries. In some regard, they are innovative in quite a few areas compared to a couple of other rules in the region, and clients are receiving this very positively.
The center is top-notch. I've done arbitrations here, leave really nothing to be desired. On top of that, when you're selecting a seat for an arbitration, you look at the infrastructure, the hotels, the transportation, and of course also, again, you have to look at what the courts do in terms of supporting arbitration. So I think Hong Kong is among the world leaders in that regard.
It's a combination of hardware and software. In terms of hardware, the premises are pleasant. They're more than pleasant. They're very well fitted out. They're well appointed. They have everything that one needs for a good hearing. In terms of the video conferencing facility is great. The hearing rooms work really well. And in terms of the software and the people are extremely helpful, very knowledgeable, very collegiate, and it's well located. So I think it really works extremely well. And it's not an effort. It's easy, and that's part of what one wants when when one's doing an arbitration. You don't want to be worrying about extraneous factors.
Yeah, I think it's a fantastic hearing venue that HKIC now has, having taken over this entire floor. Of course, for us personally, we're in the same building as the HKIC, so that's always great for us in arbitration matters. But just generally, the quality of the support, the transcription services, the interpretations, the backup support that you get, it is really very good here, and you do have a very experienced crew here who kind of give us the support that we need.
I'm looking forward to all of them. I guess what I most enjoy is that it's a focal point for international arbitrators to come and counsel and users to come together. And also it attracts people from around Asia, China, around Asia and Europe, and we talk about a whole range of things, technical but also social.
I will indeed be attending quite a few. I mean, there's just such an incredible range of events here, just very diverse events and a very good selection. I'll be attending obviously those which I'm involved in organising, including the charity ball, which I always find is a great event, great highlight of the week, and rather different from the kind of seminars and events you get elsewhere in the week, but also for a couple of events, obviously including the flagship ADR event on Thursday.
For me, I mean, there's all the arbitration events are great here. They're very interesting, and there's a lot of great speeches and discussions, but I really look forward to the charity ball. Because it's a chance for all the arbitration community to get together and do something that is social, and we all see each other outside the context of these sort of arbitration discussions, but also do something for the local community here in Hong Kong. And I think that's unique among the arbitration week sort of events around the region. So I really enjoy that a lot.
Well, look, I sit as arbitrator here and appear as counsel here. I think what the HKIC has, and a lot of users give us this feedback, a lot of arbitrators give us this feedback, is the secretariat is really very, very professional. It has a light touch approach, but a really very strong bench of lawyers working in the secretariat. So the arbitrators get really good support, parties get really good support. So I don't think there's any room for improvement with the secretariat. Also, we've got brand new facilities here. You can see walking around this building, real state-of-the-art hearing facilities. So that's exceptionally good. So where could they improve? The fees are quite low, so that's already good. I don't know, not much on my wish list.
Perfect, thanks.
I always think of the user as wanting a solution. They've got a dispute, they want a solution. So I do think that increasingly arbitration centres will be focusing on ADR as well. And I think this centre is doing that, and I hope it continues to do it more.
Well, I think they do a great job. You know, one thing is maybe to get the word out. I mean, some people may be a bit reluctant to use Hong Kong or the HKIC where there may be a China party involved, because they think that this is China after all. But I think that given the arrangement by which Chinese awards are enforced in Hong Kong and Hong Kong awards are enforced in China, and given the sort of approach of the HKIC, which is sort of light touch but incredibly available when you need them, it's very cost effective, it's enforceable in China and around the world. I think it's really a matter of educating people. In terms of upping their game, I think their game is up.